Let me right at the outset state the fact that the consistent policy position of the Samagi Jana Balawega has always been that Sri Lanka needs a robust, effective national security framework without compromising on human rights and democracy. We have stated our position in June 2021 in a very public statement, and also in my letter to Honourable Sumandiran, we have reiterated it. So we firmly believe that this fair balance has to be established. Madam Chairman, the PTA was enacted as a Temporary Provisions Act for a period of 6 months in 1979, yet this law has remained in Sri Lanka's statute books for 43 years. We believe that it is outdated and it's a draconian piece of legislation that is not fit for its purpose. The purpose being protecting Sri Lanka's national security interests while respecting the constitutional rights of all peoples in Sri Lanka. The PTA as it stands right now has many serious weaknesses, and 4 of them stand out. Let me elaborate on those 4 points, if I may. First, it permits long-term detention up to 18 months without trial. Section 9(1) of the PTA. Second, it dispenses with the requirement to produce a suspect before a magistrate within 48 hours if a detention order is issued. Section 7(1) of the PTA. A suspect may therefore be kept in custody for 18 months without production before a magistrate. Third, it denies bail to the accused once the indictment is served in the High Court. Section 15(2) of the PTA. It makes confessions to police officers admissible as evidence, thereby incentivizing the abuse of suspects in custody. Section 16(1) of the PTA. And, Honourable Minister, the burden of proving that a confession was made under duress falls on the hands of the accused. Section 16(2) of the PTA. These weaknesses have enabled the persecution of political opponents, journalists, lawyers, human rights activists who pose no actual threat to national security. So we firmly believe that the egregious harm committed by certain sections of this particular legislation must be amended, must be repealed. And of course, considering the national security considerations, we also sincerely believe in replacing it. So it's not mere repeal and replace. Mr. Minister, let me give you an example. Way back in 2009, do you remember the episode with regard to J.S. Thissanayagam? Do you recollect that? He was convicted solely on a purported confession he gave to the police. Not a single shred of evidence other than that was presented in courts. President Barack Obama went to the extent of naming this case on World Press Freedom Day. So following international pressure, the then President Mahinda Rajapaksa pardoned Thissanayagam in 2010. The act of pardon in itself proved that he was in reality never actually posing a threat to national security. It is a clear-cut, unambiguous example of the PTA being weaponized to target a journalist that was critical of the government rather than the actual terrorists.